Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to the Queerious Quest with your girl, T. So in this video, I am basically just going to tell you if I didn't come out to my parents last week when I went home. So I'm not going to keep the suspense going on for any longer. I'm just going to get straight to the chase and tell you all that I didn't come out to my parents last week when I went home. Yeah, I didn't have it in me. So if you guys watched my previous video, you would have seen that when I went home last week, I really wanted to come out to my family, particularly my parents and my little brother. I came out to my little brother. Have a look at the previous video, you'll see how that went. But in summary, it went really well, you know. So I'm happy about that. So 50% of the job done. But my parents, I didn't have it in me for various reasons. So the first one is, and probably the more important reason, is that I was only home for that Easter weekend, right? And from my previous experiences with coming out to my parents, it never goes well. It really doesn't. I've come out twice to my parents. I'll probably tell you guys just now how that went the first 2 times I did it. And so both times didn't go too well. And I didn't want the third time to go bad as well, especially if I'm only home for the weekend and that's the only time. We have the short period of time as a family together, you know. We hardly see each other. All 7 of us are hardly all together. So I don't want to ruin it, you know. I don't want to ruin the family vibe. We're all so happy. I mean, home was amazing. Like, it was one of the best times I've ever had at home. It was really good. And imagine I came out and I ruined it with this thing, you know. I know I have to do it. I know I'm going to have to ruin one family weekend one day. I just wasn't ready. And you know what? I honestly thought that I was. You know, I'm like, I'm a grown-ass woman. I can do whatever I want now. You know, I can just stand to my parents. You know, I'm now independent. But I don't know what it is, guys. It's really difficult. It's more difficult than I think, and more difficult than it looks in movies and all these things. And you're like, I can do it now. No, I just couldn't. So yeah, so let me just tell you about the first 2 times that I came out to my parents. And I hope that you guys understand and see why it was so difficult for me to try it again this time around. So the first time I came out to my parents, I was in grade 9. I was about 15. I was in boarding school, so I went home for the winter school holidays, right? And by then I'd had my first girlfriend, and this is my first girlfriend. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have a girlfriend, and we'd broken up. So I was broken. At 15, you know what love is. But guys, in my head, I had lost my only love, and I was never gonna find love again like I did with my girlfriend then. And so I went home for the winter holidays, and I sat my mom down in the bedroom, and I'm like, again, guys, my mom is my homie. She's always been a really good friend of mine, and I had to tell her. So I'm like, Mom, you know, you're my friend, and I tell you literally everything. But there's this one thing that I haven't gotten the courage yet to tell you. And she's like, oh, my child, please, you know I'm always here for you. Trap. Anyways, you know I'm always here for you, and whatever it is, I got your back, basically, right? So I'm like, Moms, listen. So I tell her, I'm like, Mom, I'm bisexual. At the time, because I'd been raised to obviously like boys, this is the only girl I'd liked. I still thought I liked guys, right? So I was like, I'm bisexual. She's like, what's that? As if it's not awkward enough. Now I have to explain what freaking bisexuality is. So I'm like, my dearest mother, I like boys and girls. Yeah, guys. Like any African mother would respond. She's like, manak, butli, my child, wait. But she's just defeated. She's like, call your father because I can't handle this by myself. So I'm like, oh shit, I forgot. I have to come out to Dad too. So I call my dad in the room, and he's like, hey, what's up? Why are you guys calling me? Like, I was watching the news, you guys are interrupting my news. What is it you guys want to tell me? And I was like, Dad, I'm bisexual. I don't know how he knew. He knew about bisexuality, but my mother didn't know. And as well, he was like, what the flip? But guys, it was just the most horrible experience ever. I got the most, like, if these people were my parents, I don't think I would have any relationship with them anymore after that session, you know. The questions that they asked me were very offensive. You don't ask some people such personal questions. You don't say the hurtful, harmful things that they did to you know. It was really tough. I'm not ready to say all of it right now, but basically it was, so my mother is really religious and my parents are just both very conservative. They both grew up in Lesotho and everything, so very conservative backgrounds. And basically they were like, you need to go see a Christian psychologist, not anyone. You need to go see a Christian psychologist. We're going to pray this out of you. Basically, my mother was basically in tears. It was dramatic and it was very hectic. They even wanted to call my girlfriend's family, my ex-girlfriend's family. I'm like, no, why are you going to ruin another family's relationship because of our family dynamic? No, that I was like, no. But eventually got her number. I'm so glad they didn't end up calling her. But yeah, guys, in summary, it went really, really crap. So the first thing they did is threaten to take me out of boarding school because I went to an all-girls school, and they thought that being in an all-girls boarding school has a really bad influence on me because it's making me like girls more. And I was like, bring me home. I will still like girls as much, but whatever. But I really didn't want to leave boarding school. Like all my really, really good friends were there. And I was like, I need to find a plan to go back to boarding school. And this dynamic with my parents is, I can't stay at home in this kind of environment. So I lied. I don't know if I can call it lying, but I was like, Mom, Dad, kidding. I'm not gay / bisexual. It was a phase. I'm joking. I'm going to go back now and I'm going to be straight. And that's what I said to them. And they're like, are you sure? I'm like, yes, Mom, it was a phase. I'm definitely over it. Only because of the fear, guys. I know, like right now I look back, I'm like, you know, there's no such thing as it's a phase, and I hate that term first of all. But at that age, I just wanted to get back to boarding school, have a better relationship with my parents, and just, you know, get out of the damn house. So they said, okay, if that's the case, you can go back to boarding school. And guys, my parents are like, I love them so much. They've done so much for me, and I didn't want to disappoint them any further. So when I got back to boarding school, I really tried. Like, guys, I put all the energy in being strict, you know. So I'm like, in the next 3 months, I will find a boyfriend. That is my aim, guys. 1 month in, I had a girlfriend in boarding school. I was like, well, this is very awkward because my aim was to get a boyfriend within the next 3 months, and I'm only 1 month in and I have a girlfriend. And I was like, you know what, screw it. This is who I am. I'm doing it, and I'm doing it however I want to. And yeah, so that's it. That's the first story. And I kept my girlfriends from that one, my parents. Obviously I wasn't trying to, you know, tell my parents anything about this. And then yeah, carried on with life. I had a girlfriend, a really long relationship in high school and university for about 4.5 years. And the girl would come home. My parents loved her. My whole family loved her. She was always at home with us. I mean, I'd go to her place and sleep over. She'd sleep over at my place. Little my parents know. But my mom was very suspicious. I know that a mother knows, but she didn't have the courage to ask me. And I'm actually glad she didn't, because I don't know what I would have said. Yeah, but she did know. And then one day in my varsity years, I was 19. I came home and I was turned, guys. Probably the most drunk I have ever been in my entire life. Like, guys, I was drunk, and my parents happened to catch me and see that I was drunk. And whew, eventful night, super eventful night. All my friends that were there will tell you. But anyways, at the end of it all, I just blurt out, Mom, Dad, actually, you know what, I'm lesbian. And I'm like, whoa. Even my drunk self quickly sobered up and was like, hold up, what was that? No, why are you doing this? And they were like, oh shit, oh. And they went from angry about me being drunk to a really more sad emotion. So it got really serious. Tears from all three of us, actually. And I was like, yeah, guys, like, you know, I hate hiding this part of me. It's a big part of me. It's a big part of me. And I just, you know, I want you guys, as my parents who I love so much and who claim to love me so much, I know you love me, just to accept me for who I am. And they were like, they're talking, and there were no words. There were absolutely no words. I'm like, Mom, I'm not going to go to a Christian psychologist again. I'm fine. But if you want to go, please do. If you want to deal with it, please go to a psychologist, you know? I get it. This isn't something that is, you know, you grew up with. I mean, homosexuality wasn't the biggest thing in Lesotho in your days. I don't know, but go to a psychologist if you need to. But I'm fine. I don't need to see anyone for this. I have dealt with it by myself and in other ways in the past. But you don't need to drag me along with you to go see a psychologist because I'm cool. And then she's like, okay, Manaka, it's fine. I get it. And I was like, shucks, you know. The next morning I woke up. I was like, listen, we're never talking about last night ever again. Ever, you know. And we haven't spoken about it since. And this was about 4 years ago. 6 years ago. 6 years ago, actually. Shucks, it's been 6 years. This is about 6 years ago. And we literally haven't spoken about it since. So you would think that me blatantly saying I'm lesbian, I don't want to talk about it ever again, is, you know, it's pretty clear that I like women. But no, my parents still ask me about boyfriends. Literally for the past 6 years, I can't count how many times they've asked me, ooh, do you have a boyfriend? And I'm like, Mom, Dad, you know I don't like men. So the only time it not sort of came up, but I thought it was coming up is, again, when my previous girlfriend and I went through that breakup and I was weeping on the phone and my mother was really concerned. I know she knows it was a breakup. And yeah, so that was really long and me rambling about how my parents took my coming out stories both times. But I hope you guys can see that it's something that I don't know what it is that didn't make me come out last weekend. But thinking back to those two stories, just like it makes me tense. Like I don't think I'm ready. Also, I keep coming out with no girlfriend in the picture. So she's gonna be like, okay, this is the third time. Where are these girls you talk of? You know, like you say you have a girlfriend, you like girls. Where are the girls? So I will probably do it when I have someone in my life, someone that's pretty serious, and I'll just bring them home. Oh no, not bring them home the first time. That's just rude. No, I'll tell them about them when I'm in a serious relationship again. I thought I was going to do it with my previous girlfriend, but life happened. And yeah, my brother, I wanted to bring her home for Christmas. My brother was like, whoa, I know your parents, don't do that, you know? So I won't definitely bring them home the first time, but I will definitely do it again when I do have someone in my life that is a stable relationship. Plus, I'm ready to tell my parents. And I will, when they finally accept me, and it's chill, when I finally do it, actually the acceptance doesn't really matter right now. I just need to be free, you know? The acceptance will come later. And I will have a coming out party. I will have the biggest freaking coming out party ever, because freaking hell, to get to the point where I've told my parents again. They know, right? They freaking know. They're just freaking in denial. So I don't know what's going to make them finally accept it, but I feel like I still need to come out another time. Thank you, Flip. Thank you for just listening to me go on and on about this and telling you guys a bit of my history about coming out to my parents. And yeah, if you have any advice on anything, I mean, again, I really appreciate all the comments that I got in the previous video. I mean, all the texts and calls and everything. It was amazing. It was amazing support, and it made me just realize the importance of, honestly, you know, listening and hearing other people's other people in the LGBT plus community and their journeys that they've traveled with coming out to their families. And it just, yeah, even though the allies that just, you know, encourage you just to keep going, I really appreciate it so much. And I want to just say thank you all again. And yeah, if there's anything else you'd like to share, I would appreciate it. Like, it really helps me a lot and just, yeah, makes me feel better. So again, thanks all for watching the Queerious Quest with T, and yeah, cheers everybody.